A few months back, I did a video in this factory where I talked about the requirements or the cost of setting up a pure water factory with one pure water machine. And that video got a lot of response. By the way, if you haven't seen the video, you can check out my YouTube channel. I have a lot of videos where I talk about setting up a water factory. But in this video today, I'll be talking about setting up a pure water factory with two pure water machines. And as you can see behind me here, there are two pure water machines behind me. This was the same factory where I did a video for one pure water machine. So we were able to add one more machine and we've made this factory a two pure water machine factory. So today we'll just be looking at some of those requirements for setting up a pure water factory with two pure water machines. And we'll also be looking at the estimated budget that will help you with acquiring the equipment. So for the requirements for setting up a two pure water machine factory, the requirements are basically the same like for setting up a one pure water machine factory. The difference here is just that you'll be adding one more machine. And with one more machine comes with extra filters and an ultraviolet water sterilizer. So some of the requirements in general for equipment for setting up a two pure water machine factory includes the pure water machine, the water filtration tanks, that's the sand and carbon. Then there's the ozone generator, there's the reverse osmosis machine, there are water pumps, there are filter lines, and so on. I'll put an image that shows the quotation of the current prices of the equipment in the market. Now, these prices, they are not fixed. You know the way the dollar exchange rate is and the market can fluctuate sometimes. So this is just to serve as a guide. Mark the dates when you are watching this video because this is the current price. Now you might be watching this video maybe in the future and the prices might have changed then. For that, maybe you need to leave a comment or contact me directly to know about the changes in the market. Now for the equipment, there are some that are locally constructed and some that are purely foreign. Now this locally constructed, this is the reverse osmosis machine. It is locally constructed and there's also the foreign one. Then the water filtration tanks, so there's locally constructed and the foreign one. Then other items too, like the pumping machines, there are different brands of them and so on. So depending on the kind of quality and the kind of budget you have to invest in this business, you can either get purely foreign equipment or you can have a mixture of both. That's locally constructed and the foreign one. You just need to, view your budget and know what you are willing to invest in this business. Somebody just called me even before I recorded this video, and he was telling me that he wants to set up a factory with five machines, and he's planning on having like 10 vehicles too. So it's a nice investment, and you see that his own budget is able to carry this kind of scale of production. So for you, maybe if you don't have up to that amount, you can still also find a way and try to make your own business in such a way that you won't incur much expenses. Now, coming down to some of the things that I didn't include when it comes to the prices, I just said for all the equipment, there are other things you need to consider. Now, when setting up the factory, another thing to consider if you don't have enough budget to work with is fairly used equipment. Now, there are some people who have water factories, maybe due to one challenge or the other. Maybe the business is not favoring them in their location. Maybe they are relocating. Maybe they want to change business or something. There are people who always or are in need of selling out their own equipment. So if you need that equipment, and you don't have enough budget, you can go for fairly used equipment. There are fairly used equipments that are almost brand new. You won't be able to even tell the difference. Like there was a factory which I was privileged to visit one time, and the owner of the factory was thinking of selling off the equipment. Now, the reason for selling off the equipment was because where they initially drilled their borehole, the borehole stopped giving them water. The water that was coming out there was just a muddy water. So the person just got tired, maybe frustrated, and said they want to sell off their equipment. And they are like brand new equipment that he bought. So he sold them at the fairly used price, and the person bought. And now the equipments have been serving the person now, I think for over a year now. So similarly, there are people who sell their equipments that you can buy from. This will help you cut down on procuring equipment. That's your budget for procuring equipment when going into the business. Other items too to be considered are your tanks. This is your storage tank. Now you can go for either 3,500 liters, 5,000 liters, 10,000 liters. Depending on your budget, you will need tanks to, store water in the factory. Now this is your raw water tank, your semi-treated tank, and your treated tank. And for this, you will need at least four of them so that you will have enough water stored and you won't have gaps in your production. Then delivery vehicles, you also need to think about that. Your generator. For a pure water factory, we'll say anything from 12 kVA. 12 kVA generator should be enough for you. If you are working with bottled water, that is when we will recommend above 100 kVA because the bottling equipments are quite bulky and they consume a lot of energy. But 12 kVA should be enough for you if you are running a two pure water machines factory. Also, if you want to work with solar, there are some factories who use solar. In short, solar is a game changer in this business. So if you are going with solar too, you can also consider that investment and budget for it. I don't know how much a solar for that capacity would cost. There are different types of solars, different types of batteries too that work with the solar and so on. So maybe we'll need to know, or if you are thinking of this investment, you will need like a consultation to know the kind of solar that will work for your factory, the kind of equipment you have in the factory. Now, what are the advantages or what are just some of the small benefits of having two pure water machines? Now, previously we had only one machine. When there was light, it's only one machine. There's space for two machines, even up to, I think this space should be enough for like 4 to 5 machines. But we only had one machine here that time. We are just trying to revive this place. So that one machine was giving us output of one machine. And the output for one machine is around 100 bags per hour. So imagine if we had two pure water machines as at that time. That would be like 200 bags in that same 1 hour. So that's one advantage of having two pure water machines. It's able to double your output. And once you double your output, you are able to increase sales. So having two pure water machines will increase your output and increase sales. And it also helps you save time because when there is light, light is not very stable. So if there is light and you have like three machines to be producing at once, that's 300 bags in that same 1 hour, it will help you. Same thing with the two pure water machines. So it will double your output and your profits to also be doubled, in the market. By the way, don't forget to like this video. I do a lot of videos talking about setting up a water factory. I would really appreciate it if you like the video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. This will help you get notified and it will help me also produce more videos for you in the future. Now, for the Lyon rule, I got a question one time, or I do get this question frequently of people asking me how much is the Lyon rule and how many bags can the Lyon rule give you. So the Lyon rule per kg, it gives you 36 bags to 38 bags. That's per kg. Now, if you have 30 kg, you should be able to get around like 1,000 plus bags. And in one bag there are 20 sachets. So by doing your calculations, at least you should be able to understand your output and how much it will cost you to produce. So similarly, even the machine is able to give you 100 bags per hour. So by knowing these figures, it will help you determine how much and what is your actual cost of production and how much you will be able to realize at the end of the day. That's when you do your calculation of expenses, buying of materials, and payment of staffs. So in general, these are just some of the basic things you need to know about setting up a pure water factory with two pure water machines. If you need a business plan for setting up the factory, I have a package of the business plan, building plan, cost analysis reports, and NAFDAC checklist. So all this package, I offer them in my one-on-one coaching session. I'll leave my WhatsApp number and my email so that you can reach out to me there and you'll be able to book a one-on-one consultation session. And by the way, the one-on-one consultation session is not free because I've tried to do a lot of free consultations, but I keep on getting them over and over again. So now I just tend to prioritize the ones which I know at least there's a little bit financial investment or financial commitment to it, so that I'll be able to take my time, give you everything I have at my disposal, and see how we can work on the project. I also have some contacts who can help you with raw materials. Maybe if you don't have someone to supply raw materials, that's the nylon roll and the packing bag. By the way, I didn't mention the packing bag, but the packing bag is 100 in a bundle. I think the price now for packing bags is around 14,000, 15,000. It floats within that amount, 14, 15, 16,000. So depending on where you are too, the prices differ in the same Nigeria. So depending on where you are, you can, just do some ground study. In short, I do tell people that if you are setting up a factory, you should do your own ground study so that at least you'll be able to know what the market is like in your own particular area.